Look, imagine this. It's Friday night, you've just cashed your paycheck, finally breaking that $100,000 barrier after years of grinding. You're thinking, okay, now I can breathe. Maybe splurge on that nice dinner, start chipping away at the student loans. But by Monday morning, your account's dipping low again. Rent's up, groceries cost a fortune, and that quick coffee run turned into a $200 Amazon binge because, well, everyone else seems to have it figured out. Sound familiar? That's not just you. That's millions of us staring at numbers that should feel like winning, but instead, it's like we're running in place. Hi, I'm Bill, and I spend way too much time thinking about the sneaky ways our brains trick us into feeling broke, even when our bank statements say we're doing okay. If you're someone who lies awake at night stressing about money despite landing that promotion or paying off a credit card, make sure to hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if this helps you out. We're diving deep into why this happens and, more importantly, how to stop it. Stick around. By the end, you'll have tools to feel as rich as you actually are. There's the thing. We live in a world that's richer than ever. Did you know that the median household net worth in the U.S. just hit $192,900 last year? That's up 37% from 2019, according to the Federal Reserve. Wages are climbing faster than inflation in spots. Poverty's down to a record low of 10.6%. Sounds great, right? But polls show half of us, 50%, feel financially worse off than a year ago. Why? Because money isn't just math, it's psychology. And today, we're cracking that code. Let me challenge something you might believe right off the bat. If I just earn more, I'll feel secure. Look, I've been there, chasing that next salary bump like it's the holy grail. But here's what most people don't realize. More money often just means more spending. It's called lifestyle inflation, and it's quietly eating your wealth alive. Okay, let's break this down like you're 5. Imagine money is like ice cream. You get a little scoop, and it tastes amazing. But then you get a bigger cone, and pretty soon that small scoop feels tiny. You want more. That's lifestyle creep in a nutshell. When your income goes up, say from $80,000 to $90,000, you don't bank the extra $10,000. Nope, you upgrade your car payment from $300 to $450. That apartment, now it's got a view, $200 more a month. Coffee? It's lattes from the fancy spot, not the drip at home. Before you know it, you're spending more than you make. Now, you might be thinking, Bill, that's just adulting. Everyone does it. Yeah, but let's look at the numbers. A Fortune survey from this year found that 40% of people earning over $500,000 a year, 500,000, are living paycheck to paycheck. That's not a typo. Doctors, lawyers, tech execs. Why? Because luxuries turn into needs. Designer bags, bigger TVs, eating out every weekend. About 40% of Americans admit they overspend just to impress others. It's frustrating, isn't it? We're told to hustle harder, but the system rewards showing off, not saving. Let me paint a picture with Sarah. Hypothetical, but totally real for so many. She's 35, single mom, just got promoted to $85,000 a year. Back at $65,000, she budgeted tight. $1,200 rent, $400 groceries, $200 gas. Saved $300 a month. Feels good. Raise hits. Yay. But then, new job means professional clothes, $150 extra. Kids want the cool sneakers like their friends, $100. And hey, why not that nicer apartment in a better school district? $1,600 now. Groceries, organic everything, $550. By month's end, she's saving $50. Where'd the money go, she wonders. That's creep. It's not evil, it's human, but it leaves you feeling poor. To really drive this home, let's expand on Sarah's story a bit more, because I know so many of you are living this exact scenario. Picture Sarah on that first day after the raise. She's excited, texts her best friend about celebrating with brunch. Brunch costs $45 instead of the usual $20 coffee meetup. Then the promotion comes with expectations. Her boss mentions networking events, so she signs up for a gym membership to look the part, another $60 a month. The kids hear about the raise from overhearing her phone call and start asking for that new video game console everyone's talking about at school. It's $400, but she thinks it's an investment in family time. Fast forward 3 months, her closet is fuller, the fridge has fancier snacks, and she's got a new streaming service for relaxing after work. But the savings account? It's stagnant. She checks it one night, heart sinking, wondering if the raise was a mirage. This isn't rare. It's the default setting for most of us, unless we intervene.
Here's the math to make it crystal clear. Let's say your salary jumps 10% from $5,000 to $5,500 a month. Awesome. But expenses creep up 12%? Rent plus 60, eating out plus 80, subscriptions plus 40, that's $5,680 out. You're $80 in the red. Over a year, $2,160 shortfall. Compound that with 5% interest on a credit card, you're owing $2,268. Ouch. Simple, right? Like adding water to soup. It dilutes the flavor without you noticing till it's bland. But let's dig deeper into that math, because numbers like this can feel abstract until we personalize them. Suppose you're in a family of 4, like many viewers I hear from. Base income, $6,000 monthly after taxes. Expenses, $5,000, leaving $1,000 for savings or fun. Raise to $6,600. If you control it, expenses stay $5,000, savings jump to $1,600, $19,200 a year, which at 7% return in a low-cost index fund grows to over $20,500 in 12 months. But with creep, expenses hit $5,880, a 15% uptick from upgrades. Savings, $720 monthly, $8,640 a year, growing to $9,240. Difference? Over $11,000 lost to invisible inflation. And over 5 years, that controlled path hits $115,000. The creep one, $55,000. It's not just dollars, it's retirement dreams deferred, kids' college funds thinner, that safety net you crave feeling flimsier. Run your own numbers, plug in your figures, and see the gap. It's eye-opening, and it's why I hammer this point. This is where it gets really interesting. It's not just bad habits, it's your brain. Enter hedonic adaptation, the fancy term for why that new phone thrill fades in a week. Think of happiness like a rubber band. Stretch it with something shiny, a raise, a vacation, and it snaps back. That's hedonic adaptation, discovered in studies from psychologists like Daniel Kahneman. A Princeton study found high income buys life satisfaction, like checking boxes on a to-do list, but emotional well-being, it plateaus around $75,000 for most folks. But get this, recent research shows for 80% of people, happiness keeps climbing past that up to $500,000 before adaptation kicks in hard. Why does this make us feel poor? Because we adapt faster to gains than losses. Lose $100, stings for weeks. Gain $100, forgotten by lunch. So that raise, it funds bigger expectations. Now poor isn't $30,000 income, it's whatever's below your neighbor's Tesla. And the stats? Brutal. A Bankrate survey says 43% of Americans, nearly half, report money messing with their mental health, anxiety, sleepless nights, even depression. For younger folks, it's 47% among millennials. Inflation's the big bad wolf here. 69% cite rising prices as their top stressor. Gallup backs it. 29% call high costs their N1 financial nightmare, and 53%, a record, say their situation's worsening. To unpack hedonic adaptation further, let's think about it through everyday examples that hit close to home. Remember when you bought your first car, maybe a used Honda for $10,000, freedom on wheels, pure joy, driving to work without relying on buses. Fast forward 5 years, you've traded up to a $30,000 SUV because the family needs space, and now traffic jams feel like torture, maintenance bills like punches to the gut. That initial thrill, gone, replaced by the baseline expectation of comfort. Or vacations, first trip abroad, backpacking Europe on $2,000 saved for months, magical. Next one, all-inclusive resort at $5,000 because we deserve better. But halfway through, you're scrolling work emails, the wonder diluted. Adaptation isn't a bug, it's evolution's way of keeping us motivated. But in modern money terms, it turns abundance into adequacy, adequacy into scarcity. Story time again. Remember Uncle Joe? Grew up poor, worked 2 jobs to buy a modest house in the 80s, $50,000, felt like a king. Fast forward, his kid, now earning $120,000, lives in a $400,000 condo, drives a lease, dines at farm-to-table spots, feels squeezed. Why? Adaptation. Joe's baseline was gratitude for basics, kids, endless scroll of influencers in Maldives. It's generational, but fixable. Let's expand Uncle Joe's tale because it mirrors so many family dynamics I counsel on. Joe, in his 70s now, still clips coupons and gardens for fun. His $50,000 house now worth $300,000 mortgage-free. He remembers Thanksgivings with canned cranberry, laughter over board games, no Instagram to compare. His son, Tom, 42, six-figure tech job, married with 2 kids. Tom's condo in the city, sleek, modern, $3,000 monthly HOA and mortgage. Lease, $600 because image matters in meetings. Dinners, $100 per family outing at trendy spots. Kids glued to tablets showing viral challenges. Tom confides over beer one night. "Dad, I make triple what you did at my age, but I feel like I'm drowning. Bills everywhere, no buffer for emergencies." Joe nods, says, "Son, you bought the dream, now live it without the chains." That conversation sparks Tom's audit, cancels the lease, downgrades dining, saves $800 monthly. 6 months later, first family camping trip in years, $200 total, memories gold. Adaptation reset, gratitude over glamour. Now, you might object, "Bill, it's not my brain, it's the economy." Fair. Costs are up, housing 38% worry, medical 59%. But here's the twist. Many poor feelings are self-made.
Look, social media's a highlight reel on steroids. That friend posting yacht pics? Filtered. But your brain buys it wholesale. A Bankrate study found 57% of users feel worse about their finances after scrolling, 30% for Gen Z and millennials, 48% impulse buy after ads, regretting 57% of them. It's FOMO finance. Fear of missing out turns into debt. Analogy, like comparing your behind-the-scenes blooper reel to someone else's Oscar clip. You see their wins, they hide the overdrafts. Studies show this skews expectations. Americans think $233,000 a year is comfortable, up from past norms thanks to Insta lifestyles. Psychologically, it's social comparison theory. We gauge wealth not by absolutes, but relatives. In unequal spots like the US, where income happiness link strengthens with inequality, a PMC study across 36 countries found higher Gini coefficients mean bigger emotional swings for money. Richer peers, your 90K feels like crumbs. Frustrating, huh? We're bombarded 24/7, yet 89% with financial goals haven't hit them, and 27% think they never will. But here's what most people don't realize. You can opt out. To illustrate the social media trap with a deeper story, consider Alex, a 28-year-old marketer making $75,000 in a mid-sized city. Alex scrolls TikTok nightly, seeing peers in luxury condos, designer fits, quiet luxury halls. One video, "How I Afford My Birkin on Entry-Level Salary, Side Hustles." Alex thinks, "I need that too." Next day, applies for BNPL on a $1,200 bag, starts a passive income course for $300. Months, debt $3,000, scrolling more to motivate, cycle vicious. Therapy session reveals it's not the bag, it's feeling invisible next to their shine. Detox begins, app limits, follow educators over influencers. Savings start, $200 monthly. Happiness? Up, because real life's not a feed. All right, enough doom scrolling. Let's build. These are simple, start today moves. Explain like to a kid. Money is a game, play smart. First, track the creep like a detective. Grab a notebook or app, mince free. For 1 month, log every penny. Not judging, just seeing. Sarah from earlier discovered $300 a month on little treats. Cut half, saved $1,800 a year. Math, that's 3.6% return if invested at 5%, better than most savings accounts. Objection, too tedious. 10 minutes a day beats regret. Expanding on tracking, it's the foundation, folks. I recommend starting with categories, fixed like rent, variable like food, sneaky like apps. Week 1, shock at $150 on delivery fees. Week 2, patterns emerge. Weekends blow budgets. By month end, informed cuts. Switch to meal prep, save $100. Long term, automate reports, review quarterly.
Viewers tell me this alone flips poor into in control. Pro tip, share with a buddy for accountability, doubles success rates per habit studies. Second, pause before upgrading, the 30-day rule. Want that new gadget? Wait 30 days. Brain's adaptation loves impulse. This starves it. Studies show delays cut hedonic hits, boosting real joy. For high earners, audit luxuries. That 500K crew, 47% delay vacations anyway. Lean in. The 30-day rule deserves its own deep dive because it's transformative. Say you're eyeing AirPods Pro at $250. Day 1, lust peaks. Day 10, need fades to nice to have. Day 30, often, do I even want it? Saved money goes to Roth IRA. $250 at 8% over 10 years, $550. Apply to big buys. Car? Wait. Research leases versus buy. Total ownership cost. One client held off on a $40,000 SUV upgrade, pocketed $500 payment difference, bought paid off used for $20,000 cash. Freedom feels richer than flash. Third, curate your feed. Social detox. Unfollow 10 accounts today. Finfluencers promising easy riches. Follow real talk. Budget nerds, not ballers. Reduces comparison by 30% per user reports. Tie to psych, builds gratitude, key to beating adaptation. Curating isn't censorship, it's hygiene. Audit, who drains, unfollow luxury flexers, and set time limits, 15 minutes per day. Result, less FOMO, more focus. A study in Journal of Consumer Research shows curated feeds lower spending urges 25%. Your mental bandwidth, reclaimed for goals. Fourth, happiness hacks, experiences over stuff. Remember, money buys satisfaction, not joy. Spend on memories. Picnic with family, $20 versus gadget, $200. A Harvard study shows experiences resist adaptation better. Your brain savors stories longer. Experiences build lasting wealth. Example, $100 concert tickets versus $100 sneakers. Sneakers worn out in a year, concert, playlist still sparks joy years later. Family edition, annual no-spend weekend. Hikes, home movies. Cost, gas, $20. ROI, bonds unbreakable. Research from Cornell, experiential buyers report 20% higher life satisfaction. Shift 10% of discretionary spend, $50 a month, from things to do's. Watch joy compound. Fifth, emergency buffer, the Freedom Fund. Aim for 3 to 6 months expenses in a high-yield savings, 4 to 5% now. Why? Anxiety drops 57% with emergency cash per bank rate. Start small, $25 per paycheck auto transfer, compounds to $600 a year. Buffers are security blankets for adults. Calculate monthly needs $4,000, target $12,000 to $24,000. Build $100 a week is $5,200 a year. At Ally or Capital One, 4.5% APY adds $234 interest. Objection, can't afford. Start micro, $10 a week. Psychology, Peace lets you sleep, think clear, avoid high-interest traps. One story, layoff hits, buffer covers 4 months, job hunt stress-free, priceless. Sixth, gratitude audit, weekly reset. Sunday nights, list 3 non-money wins. Sounds woo-woo? Science says it rewires your brain, cutting financial stress 20%. Like telling your inner kid, hey, we've got enough cookies today. Gratitude is the antidote to adaptation. Journal, roof overhead, laugh with spouse, coffee hot. UC Davis research, daily practice ups happiness 25%, lowers envy. Tie to money, saved $20 today, win. Over time, shifts lack to enough. Couples version, share lists, deepens connection. It's free therapy, folks. Start tonight. This is where it gets really interesting. Combine these and watch the shift. Sarah, 6 months in, $5,000 saved, sleeping better. Not rich overnight, but free. But wait, there's more layers. Inequality amps this. In the U.S., as gaps widen, income happiness ties tighten. Low-income earners feel poorer relatively. Pandemic hangover? Yeah, 43% worse off per polls, despite wealth gains. It's volatility. Jobs lost. Inflation peaked at 9.1%. Story, my buddy Mike, 150K earner. Post-COVID, he chased stability with a $600,000 house. Rates hiked, payments doubled. Felt poor until he refinanced and cut subscriptions. Lesson, adapt to reality, not fear. Psych driver, loss aversion. We fear losses 2 times more than gains. Kahneman again. So that $5 latte feels like stealing joy if skipped, but skipping builds muscle. Action extension, for families, teach kids. 56% of parents say social media warps kids' money views. Start jar savings, tangible wins. Look, feeling poor when you're not, it's an epidemic. 87% anxious, up 89% say worse. But it's beatable. You're not broken, the game's rigged for comparison. Flip it. Track, pause, curate, savor, buffer, thank. Small steps, big freedom. I'm frustrated seeing smart folks trapped, been there, but helping you escape, that's why I do this. You've got the power. Start one step today. Comment below, what's your creep culprit? Hit like if this clicked, subscribe for more no BS money talks.